Jesus.
This is my R52 project car, and I'm currently building this up to be the best road/track weapon that I possibly can. My original plan was to do some big power mods to the car. However, there's a problem. The clutch has started slipping. One of the drive shafts needs replacing, and the drop links are too long. So in this video, I'm going to get those issues fixed, and then I can do some big power mods. Okay, so because this is a really big job and I've never changed a clutch before, I've enlisted the help of a proper mechanic. So I'm here with Isaac's Ratchet Garage. Hello.
Hello.
Who's going to be helping me through the process, and he's going to give a quick rundown of everything that we're going to be doing today.
The clutch out, you need to take out the gearbox. So there's a few things we've got to remove, just a couple. So, you know, wheels, drive shafts, drain the gearbox oil, front subframe, take the front end off, airbox, gear cables. And that's it. So then we can pull the gearbox out, see how the clutch is. I assume it's going to be worn because of how high up the biting point is on this car. It's been, someone's been slipping the clutch a little bit. So we'll have a look, bang a new one in, and then we can put some power through it. When I'm doing this type of stuff, I like to start from the top, get all the engine bay stuff out of the way, bring it in the air, wheels and stuff off, go from underneath. I am just talking to myself in an empty garage at this point.
While I disappeared off to get some zesty beverages, Isaac could go ahead, remove the strut brace and the air filter.
There's one very official filter removed. Alford Special on that one. I'm going to disconnect the ECU, so I'm going to take the battery terminal off. We don't want to flash anything. Last thing we need is this car having a new clutch and then not being able to start.
Let's turn it on, see what happens. Because somebody insisted on putting the roof down, we then ran into our first problem, which was opening the boot.
Lots of jumping.
Damn! So the issue here is that because we put the roof down, I can't get to the latch that opens the boot because the boot doesn't open. Yeah, okay, I've got a strategy. I had a strategy. I've got a boo-boo. It's too big to get down there. Bugger. For a while of faffing about, we then decided the easiest way would be to put the roof back up. Okay. You'll just have to excuse the unwarranted arse shot here. Parkour! Hello!
We undo this terminal.
We've disconnected the battery, we've removed the airbox. Currently in the process of removing the ECU and just disconnecting all the electrical connectors that need to be disconnected so we can drop the subframe down.
Cold hands on the rail.
The stud conversion kit's nice because the wheel's just there. Yeah. It hasn't fallen.
With the car up in the air, we could then go ahead and remove the wheels and the front bumper.
Had a name in my chest, wrote it down in the rain. Every wrong turn I made turned the fuel in my veins. I was down in the dust with my face to the...
With the front bumper removed, we then had access to the front crash bars, which connect to the subframe, and the arch liners, as they needed to come out.
I could feel that spark coming back from death if I break to...
I was absolutely over the moon to use a hammer at this point. Isaac has just raised a really good point that I'd not thought. That if you take a piece off the car, that you can put the bolts back in, put bolts back in it so you don't lose it. With the arch liners and crash bars removed, we could then remove the dog bone mount and empty the gearbox oil.
From the ash, from the night.
Get a shot of this bad boy that's just crawled out the oil pan. Satisfying oil pour. Pissing like a horse.
Oh, it's a nice colour.
That's good. There's no like twinkly bits in it. There's no bits of gearbox in my oil.
Second gear's gonna fall out in a minute.
I'll have you know, I knew that was a 13 just by looking at it. I could tell by the way it was. Oh, apparently, these are stretch bolts. I didn't know this till yesterday. So you're meant to replace them when you take them out, but I ain't doing that.
One bolt is much tighter than the rest.
So we're just having a little bit of trouble getting to one of these steering rack bolts, which is one of the issues with minis, is everything is so condensed, so you can't actually get into any of the bolts. With the steering rack and power steering pump disconnected from the subframe, we could then drop it. What's happened here is I've essentially been put in the naughty corner because I was getting in his way. I'm on cleaning duty. I'm going to clean up the subframe that we've taken off. I'm going to try and get all the rust off and just kind of pretty it up a little bit, because then it'll go back on the car and it'll hopefully last a hell of a lot longer.
We'll take the gearbox out and then we'll look at the clutch.
So he's going to do all of the little bits to get the gearbox out.
Big exciting moment, my heart dances. Let's make maroon cake together. A sweet story between you and me. Every time I feel the
And look at all of the heat that's coming off it. Now, this builds up underneath, and that's what rots your subframe out. So just doing a little bit of preventative maintenance and cleaning it all off so that this subframe can last for a long time without having to be replaced.
when laughter echoes. A taste of heaven.
Meanwhile, under the car,
I'm going off of pure vibes for this bolt. I can't see anything, which is fun.
while he's doing all that important stuff and I'm just stood around watching, I am also still taking care of the subframe. So I have given it all a good clean. I've wire brushed a lot of the rust. It's not all going to come off, but it's, you know, hell of a lot better than it was. And then I'll put some underseal sort of coating on it just to protect it a bit more. It's currently 20 to 12, and we've said that this gearbox is going to be out by 12. In 20 minutes, we'll tune back in and see where the gearbox is at. Okay, so we're now just removing the bolts for the gearbox. I'll just give you a quick look at the gearbox. We shine a torch on it. So yeah, we've just got to remove the bolts for the gearbox now. When we took the bolts out, we placed them in a circle in the order that we took them out. Why do you have to do a full nut and bolt restoration on an R52 Mini just to change the clutch? We said we were going to have the gearbox out by 12. It is now 7 minutes past 12, and the gearbox is most definitely still in the car. We are making progress. I'm doing very little at the moment because I have no idea what's going on with this part.
This is the spaghetti noodle, the octopus wiring harness on this engine.
You can't smack it with a hammer, so it's out of my skill set. One final bolt needs to be removed.
I'll get the other transmission jack to support the gearbox so it doesn't fall on our heads.
Oh yeah.
And then I'll remove the mount on the top.
One gearbox. Oh, there we go. Able to get a comparison of the two and show you how the one that's on is.
Aha. A clutch. Oh yes. It's quite warm. The limit is the rivets.
Right.
You see how close it is to the rivets?
Yeah.
That's how close it is to the limit. So that there is like no clutch at all, and it's basically on it. You can also see the outer edge. See how there's like these grooves in the middle?
Basically, these rivets, these ones here.
Yeah, the ones that are highest up.
Yeah.
That's
So
the
these are kind of like the wear point, and as you can see, I don't know if it'll show on camera, it's almost flush with those rivets to indicate that it's basically and it needs replacing. Yeah.
But that is pretty dead. You can tell by the amount of dust on the slide as well.
All right, yeah, fair. There is a lot more meat where these rivets are.
And you can see there's actually these grooves where
Yeah.
they sort of end.
This is the worn one on this side, and this is the new one. As you can see, you can sort of see why it was slipping.
There's no friction material. It's all.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some, but it's not a usable amount.
Yeah.
Really.
Admittedly, though, I'm pretty sure that is the original clutch.
Let's have a look. Yeah, it is. So you can see there, it says Mini on it. So that's an OEM part. So would you like to know the date on this clutch?
Go on.
It is the 21st
of the 12th, 2007.
Nearly a 20-year-old clutch. We did say once the gearbox was out, we'd go for lunch.
Oh, right, we'll go get some lunch.
Right, we're gonna go grab some lunch and recharge before we start putting everything back together.
Dinner time.
So we'll see you after lunch.
Here with clutch release bearing. So that presses against this pressure plate on here, like that. That presses all these springs in, and then that releases the clutch. This one's dead. As you can hear, we grab this, makes a nice, fresh new one. That should come in your clutch kit if it's a good quality one. There's not any sort of noises and there's no play. Gearbox.
So this one.
I think Isaac was regretting letting me use the space at this point.
Life's rhythm hits, the beat kicks in. Lights flicker bright, pulling us in. Leave your worries.
I'm too short for this. I'm on my tippy toes.
Let the music be our guide. Feet on the ground.
You can see as well as it's going down these pressure plate bits coming in because it's locking that plate down.
The moment will last. Let's dance, spin like a storm. Laugh, forget the norm. The night is.
We're just gonna go do a little research to find out the torque spec for those bolts.
Let's torque them down and start.
Oh, like
Alternating.
Yeah.
We then struggled getting the gearbox in for an ungodly amount of time.
The gearbox is now back in. Just have a look up there. There we go, the gearbox is now back in. So we just need to tighten the bolts up and then start reassembling everything and putting everything back together, and then everything else that needs doing, and then many hours later it'll probably be done.
We then got stuck trying to find the hole that one of the bolts went in, which meant we had to get the boroscope out.
It's not what a boroscope is for. Boroscope is for checking, like, I'm covered in dirt. Your valves and pistons and everything within your engine. Got a little bit of a problem, and the problem is that there isn't really a clutch pedal. It kind of like comes back up a little bit slowly. So do you want to just give a quick rundown of what the actual issue is?
Sure. When we took this slave cylinder off, we noticed there's a little bit of fluid in it. When I pushed it back, it all sort of came out of the boot. So there is a leak on this slave cylinder. I think what's happened is we didn't disconnect the slave cylinder. We sort of pulled the whole line out and the slave cylinder with it. That way we shouldn't have had to bleed it. But because this has got a leak on it, I think we've pulled it out and air's gotten in. So we'll try and give it a little bit of a bleed. It's going to need replacing at some point, but we just want to get it drivable for now. Let's try bleed it up and then see how it is. It'll probably hold, to be fair, once we've bled it, but we'll see.
Lovely! But he just decided to pick it up by himself.
It's chest day, innit? That ain't going nowhere.
When I was changing the coilovers, I split one of the CV boots. I'll just give you a quick show and camera. So as you can see here, all of the lube is coming out, which over time, it will eventually all come out, and then it'll start causing damage to the drive shaft. So we've caught it pretty early on, and what we're going to do is we're going to take the CV boot off, put a new one on, which will ease my mind because it's been in the back of my mind ever since I damaged it. So that's another good job done. Okay, so slight change of plan, but this CV boot that we have is the wrong one. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm gonna have to go back home and get a spare drive shaft that I just have laying around at home, because that's a normal thing to just have laying around at home. With the new drive shaft secured, we could then get these fitted to the car. While he's doing the important stuff, I'm just going to clean. So at the moment, we are just about to fill the gearbox up with some fresh, lovely oil. So we've just taken the sump plug out of the fill hole there, and we're just going to fill that up. We just put the dog bone melt back in. And just like that, the subframe is back in, the gearbox is back in, the engine mounts are back in, the drive shafts are back in, the wheel hubs, the new drive shaft that we put on to fix my cock up from last time is back on. The anti-roll bar links are connected up. So now we just kind of have the front bumper, crash bar and all of those gubbins to go back on, and this wheel arch that I've not put back on yet. He said I can lower it down, so let's press some buttons. Where's the buttons? This.
Schlibbity-doo-dad.
Now, don't tell Isaac, but I may have forgotten where these bolts go.
What?
That have something to do with the front end of this car. Couldn't tell you where they go. Okay, so engine bay is fully reassembled, air filter's back on, so we can still get lots of lovely noise out of it. We're just going to bleed the clutch with this fancy pressure doohickey. There's probably a special name for it that Isaac knows. I don't know it.
Pressure bleeder.
Oh, pressure bleeder. I was close. And then we've got reverse sensor just to plug in underneath, so we'll just lift it back up and do that. Put a couple of bolts in the bumper, in the bottom, and then job done, we can go for a test drive. Okay, so I kind of wish I was recording for that. So we were just testing the clutch. So he's there pumping the clutch with a pull, and we heard an almighty crack. And mechanic looks shocked. You're like, I'd initially thought that his pull hit the dashboard, so I didn't react. He looked very shocked. We looked underneath.
Experiences
and
with specifically these binnies where things haven't gone to plan, unfortunately, with these slave cylinders, where they have popped. So with the pressure bleeder, we don't want that to happen.
We've since come to the conclusion
It's fine.
that his pull did just slip off the pedal and hit the dashboard.
Yeah, it did
So-
make a big bang.
It did make a big bang, but it did sound like it came from in the cockpit.
Carry
But
on.
everything is good now. The pedal has pressure. Are you bleeding it again, or?
I'm gonna disconnect the pressure from it. I'm gonna see if it still stays solid. If it does, then that's fine, that's it. If I disconnect it and it's still a bit weak, I'll put it back on, bleed it again. And that should be it. Maybe one or two more bleeds, it should be fine. Brake fluid all down my arm and down my sleeve, which is always, as people who've done this before will know, it's a lot of fun.
I think that's meant to be in the car.
No, that's if you leak the brake fluid out of the car and onto the floor, it runs sweet.
And with that, the car was back together, the clutch was bled, and it was ready to take for a test drive. For a bit of review of it, it goes into gear fine. The clutch is just really low, so it's a bit awkward to get used to. He's taken over the driving, so I can do a bit of filming and talking to the camera. It's very illegal to do it. without, yeah, anyway. So, I drove it sort of about 4-ish miles, and it's kind of bedded in a little bit more now, and it feels a lot better. You agree, don't you, that it's feeling a lot better now? Yeah.
It'll probably take, you know, about 100 to 150 miles for it to bed in properly. It'll feel a bit weird until then. You don't really want to like send it until it's bedded in.
Oh, you know what? It's actually doing all right. Oh my Jesus! And just like that, all of the weak links on this car have now been fixed. We've changed the clutch, we've changed the drive shaft, and I've changed the anti-roll bar links. So in the next video, I can apply some big power to it. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more from myself and Isaac's Ratchet Garage, like and subscribe.